Welcome two leaders to a better Memphis who work tirelessly every day, behind the scenes mostly, to improve the lives of people who live here. Tamika Hart-Wigington serves as president and CEO of the United Way of Greater Memphis. Sutton Mora is the vice president and COO of the Community Foundation of Greater Memphis, which has dispersed some $2.4 billion in grants to Memphis nonprofits and constructive causes since the year 1969. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
We've got some special news to announce. The leaders have united now and created something called Memphis Cares Fund, a response to the SNAP and food insecurity crisis I reported at the top of this newscast. So you believe this is genuinely a crisis?
No, absolutely, absolutely. And the crisis, so there's an urgency always of food insecurity. The crisis, as there are many families who are expecting to get benefits as of Saturday, November 1, and those benefits are not there because of the shutdown.
And so you concur, Sutton, and combined with Tamika decided to go forward with this.
Yeah, we have a history, the United Way and the Community Foundation have a history of working together when there are needs in the community. We came together for the COVID-19 fund during COVID, and we think that a coordinated effort is the best way to get things moving and get things to the places they need to go in the quickest possible.
Let me tell you some numbers. As you know, 152,265 Shelby County residents received SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, what we used to call food stamps. As a result, Memphis area food retailers take in $33 million in benefits, which go to their operating expenses. They're able to hire people and pay for their products and inventories. So what does a reduction of $33 million a month to our neighbors in need mean in this community?
So thank you for pointing that statistic out, because I think people miss sometimes the point about this is not just about the people who are not able to have their benefits. It is about the economy. That is a lot of money taking out of the economy. That's jobs. That's food that going to waste that they're not able to move off the shelves. There's people that are hungry, and there's people who are not able to work if a store continues to lose that kind of funding. So it is a multiplier effect, this crisis.
So share with us the genesis of this Memphis Cares Fund. How did it come about?
Sure. Like I said, we had worked together during COVID to create the Mid-South COVID-19 Relief Fund. So the United Way and the Community Foundation know how to work together, know how to raise money together, and know how to get it out to the community. We were called together by Mayor Paul Young to say, hey, we know this is coming. How are we going to respond? He brought together both food suppliers and people that distribute food and folks that do the fundraising and get money out. And we came up with this plan kind of in a matter of days, knowing how important it was and knowing that we know how to do this work together.
So who's funding this? And share with us, if you can, some of the names we'll recognize.
Yeah, sure. And so as we noted, once we were, really that call was about who's doing what. There was no real like, here's this organization. Like everybody was just sharing their resources, and suddenly I had we should do what we do best, do a fund. And when we announced the fund, then the mayor of the city of Memphis committed, was the first commitment of $500,000 from the city. And so then as people start hearing about it, we heard from FedEx and they wanted to support. We heard from, and the Smith family as well. We heard from the Hyde Foundation, the Hyde family to support. State Representative Justin Pearson had called and was asking, was there something he could do? And just like, as a matter of fact, we have a fund. And so that's what the calls we were getting, right? What are you doing? Is there something we can do? Do you know where we might be able to give?
Okay, so how can SNAP recipients, people who currently are in need, access some of the funds that are going to be made available through the Memphis Cares Fund?
So there are a couple of ways. One, the reason how it could come so fast, we already had the infrastructure for doing this. So Driving the Dream is a United Way service where we provide support specifically to SNAP eligible families. And so we have a large database working with over 200 agencies. So first, we're working with agencies to identify families that our hope is that our first support goes out tomorrow, goes out Tuesday, because these are agencies that are already working with these families. The other way, though, if you're not connected to those agencies, is 211. So you can call 211 to say, I need food security, I need support, and they'll direct you. And so, of course, we wish we can serve all of those 152,000 people. That would take us at least 25 million for the other half of the funding. And so funds are limited, but if people call 211, they will at least help us know who's in the hopper, and we'll continue to raise.
And so, you know, electronic benefit transfer, EBT cards, is the way that people access the government money that comes to them. How will they access this money?
Great question, thank you. So similarly, and so through that infrastructure that United Way has built, we use a card as well. And so our families are used to it, right? Those cards, we were rent assistance, they need other things. So they will get $150 because the average benefit is about $300 a month. And we were really focusing on what can we do for the first half of the month in the emergency way to get it out. And so they will get a card mainly through those agencies that we're working with, but even those who call 211 will at least know the immediate need.
Well, Sutton, quickly, should the Trump administration fully fund SNAP going forward, what will become of the Memphis Cares Fund?
Well, I think it's important to distinguish between a SNAP benefit crisis and a food insecurity crisis. Right now, we are trying to solve for the fact that people who were expecting to have funds in their account 2 days ago don't have those funds and still need to eat. But beyond that, that doesn't eliminate the fact that there are 152,000, 157,000 people that need SNAP to begin with, which means we have a food insecurity issue. And so this fund will continue dealing with that, working with the food bank, working with Catholic Charities, working with the organizations and the agencies, those 200 agencies that Tamika mentioned, to make sure that we are trying to also address that food insecurity issue, that root cause that is not solved just by SNAP.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for being here and helping us learn about this. This is Tamika Hart-Wigington, President and CEO of the United Way of Greater Memphis, and Sutton Mora, Vice President, COO of the Community Foundation of Greater Memphis. We appreciate your work greatly.
Thanks
for having us.
All right.